was a women's center on campus at some time in the late 70s. Its purpose then is the same as it is now, which is to center women-specific issues, talk about empowerment, advocacy. That is basically the whole initiative and drive behind the Women's Center.
I get to work in a space that I love and, you know, be involved more like in that like realm, you know, like programming, assisting in the Women's Hub itself, and not just being like a person who attends the Women's Hub.
I was looking for jobs and I really enjoy being at the Cross-Cultural Center. I was interested in attending some of the Women's Hub workshops last year, like specifically about relationships and sex.
We do have a relationship 101 workshop series, and so I had developed that with a colleague of mine, former colleague who had been here, who's the violence prevention coordinator at CARE. And it started up because we were really thinking of, you know, what are areas that students really struggle with, and personally that we've noticed, but also my clinical work. And we were brainstorming in it. We came up with the topic of relationships, because I find a lot of times, even in my work with students here, that I've heard that there's like a struggle with relationships with yourself, but also with others. And so the workshop series is sort of like a toolkit. The way that I've envisioned it is like a toolkit where every session is a standalone session, but they're all connected to different areas that are really important within relationships. And we talk about, we provide education about these specific areas, and then talk about coping and different ways to take care of yourself or take care of yourself within a specific relationship, and resources on campus. So we have like various topics from unhealthy to healthy relationships, love languages. So like, how do I get my needs met within a relationship? How do I know someone's caring for me? Effective communication and setting boundaries across different types of relationships. And so really every quarter has looked a little different, but they're all been very much focused on like the health of a relationship.
I already felt comfortable with the pro staff members. I really liked that there was a lot of representation for Black folks and queer folks. So I was really interested in working in a space like that because I've never had that opportunity before.
I'm a transfer student, and then when I came, I felt like I knew nothing about UCI. Like, I've been here a year and I still don't know where like everything is. And just being here, I've learned about so many different resources that are offered, not only just for like women, for like all students really, that are so useful. And I've learned about like scholarships and like different people to talk to if I need to. At the space itself, I've met so many different people that I don't think I would have ever met if I wasn't like on campus or like in this space.
We had been defunded at one point, and in the fall of 2016, we had some dynamic women on campus and allies, the former director Tamara Austin and Jade Agua, and amongst a rally of other folks bring the space back into existence. And so we kicked off our relaunch here in the Cross-Cultural Center in the fall of 2016.
For me, the Women's Hub is really a space of comfort. So I like seeing new faces come through. I like seeing some of the same people. We get to have lots of conversations specifically about gender and sexuality and sexual orientation, because that's not really something I'm frequently able to do, especially in class.
When I look at you, for example, I don't just see a student, right? I don't just see, you know, a female identified student. There's so much that comes with you, right? Like, there's your mental health, there's your physical health, your professional health, and all those things. Like, you take those into consideration. So we try and create programming around sexual health, mental health, financial wellness, and literacy, right? One of our cooler programs that we have that people can tap into at anywhere at any time is our podcast, the Things to Consider podcast. And so you can access that on SoundCloud, which is available. The links are all available on our Instagram platforms as well as on our website. We also have some campaign things coming up, and I cannot speak to that, but my dear student here, Rima, I'm sure can expound on that.
What a lot of folks may not know about the Women's Hub is that it is currently mostly funded by temporary funds, and after this year those temporary funds will go away, and our budget will drop. And as the Women's Hub is expanding, so like based on numbers that I've seen, when the Women's Hub first opened in 2016, it served over 1,000 students in its first year of opening. The last academic year, that number quadrupled, so it served over 4,000 students. Not only like are we a necessary resource center on campus, we're also growing, and as we grow, we need to make sure we secure those funds that are needed to continue programming and providing resources. And many of our signature events too like cost money, so we need to make sure we have the funding for that. As a student advocate, not just as a student assistant, I've taken on a referendum that I'm in the process of getting like legitimized, so going through the paperwork process, and in spring we'll be able to campaign once we've officially declared candidacy. We can't like campaign right now or anything, but that is something to look out for. We want to make sure through the referendum we're able to secure funds.
So we offer hygiene products, condoms, lube, hot chocolate, tea. All of those things are tangible takeaways within our space. We also have a counselor in residence, Dr. Shiva Asar, that stops by on Wednesdays from 2 to 4, so that's another resource that you can take advantage of.
Drop-in hours are really a time for students to just come in if they have any questions or they need to speak to someone. I would be available to talk with them and helping them in either navigating what's going on then and connecting them with appropriate resources on campus. And so if they're wanting to connect us to the counseling center, then I help them with that process. But I would say a lot of it is me just being in community with students and getting to know them and hearing what they're needing from the counseling center and ways to better support them here. I'm hoping to do a forum for Muslim sisters here at the Women's Hub, but that's just still in the brainstorming phase, and so we'll see how that goes, probably towards later on this year. I'm also doing workshops for the Cross-Cultural Center, and so whenever from the Women's Hub or the Cross-Cultural Center, if there is a workshop that they're needing for students or student leaders, I am usually contacted, and if I can't provide it, then I jump in, and I'm really like passionate about providing those workshops. But I think the next one that I can remember is on love languages around Valentine's Day for the Cross-Cultural Center.
Right now we're working on logistics for the Empower Her Leadership Summit. So that's going to happen in February, and it will be a panel, and we'll have a keynote speaker. So we'll be talking about things like mental health, advocacy, empowerment. So it's going to be really great. Plus we're giving away free stuff.
What encouraged me to get started in this work is a little bit of Tammy, right? And she's just so infectious like that. But also to recognize that womanhood doesn't look just one way. I identify as a Black, queer, cisgender woman, and I recognize that I am just a small part of a spectrum. And so just in my physical body and presence, I get to exude that in the space in which I work.
I always encourage students to come by the Women's Hub if you haven't checked it out, to really check it out. They do provide a lot of different kinds of programming, self-defense, related to like navigating college, after college.
I want to stress how great of a space the Women's Hub is. It's also just a place to like be with your friends, hang out, meet new people, have conversations that are meaningful and lasting, and a place to learn not only about yourself but about others.
We are open and inclusive to everyone, non-binary folks, trans folks, everyone, male identified folks are in fact welcome in our space. We are, for now, we are located in the Cross-Cultural Center on the second floor, which is the main floor. Our space is divided into two. So there is the main hub, the main space, and then my office serves as the Women Empowerment Zone. So it's a smaller space, a more quieter space. If you want to take a nap, or if you just want to study, that's what my office tends to serve purpose as. You can always get in touch with us on our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All of these things are accessible on our website as well. Our website information is current. You can email the General Women's Hub email, or you can email me directly at adrian.williams@uci.edu.